Yo, what's going on everybody? Today is Monday, December 7th. Thanks for joining me today. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to my channel, smash that like button, and leave me some comments down below about your thoughts, questions, concerns about what I'm going to be talking about, which is the stimulus package. So there's a new proposed stimulus bill that's been, released in Congress. And that bill has a lot of bipartisan support right now. So I'm going to be talking a little bit about what's in the bill, what's the chances of getting passed, and what's not in the bill. Okay, so what's in the bill? This one is $908 billion, which is much smaller than what the Democrats wanted, and it's about double what the Republicans wanted, because the Republicans wanted about $500 billion. Okay, so this is about $908 billion. So what's in here is $300 unemployment extension per week for people, and this is federal extension on top of your regular state unemployment. Okay. And what this bill also extends is the PUA program, the Pandemic Unemployment Assistance Program. This program allows people who don't normally qualify for unemployment, which is like self-employed people, independent contractors, those kinds of people. Okay, so that's going to be extended, as that program was supposed to end at the end of this year. There's going to be $160 billion of funding for state and local governments, which is important because their health departments need that money a lot as well. Then there's $288 billion for the PPP, which is the second round of PPP, which is good because businesses are starting to kind of shut down again, or lock down, or whatever you want to call it, run at very limited capacities, okay, especially restaurants. And they're going to need another round of funding in order to stay afloat, which, makes sense. And I believe this second round of PPP will be the more targeted one, where it's targeted more towards businesses that really need the help, businesses that really lost a lot of revenue compared to last year. And this bill also includes funding for rent assistance, healthcare, and funding for transportation. So what other things are in this bill? We have rent moratorium is going to be extended, federal rent moratorium. What you might notice is there's no stimulus check in this bill, which has been a popular topic of conversation. The $1,200 stimulus check that was, issued back in, or at least passed back in March in the CARES Act. Second one has been talked about for months and months now, and there has been proposed in different bills, but really no traction has made on that. And as you can see here, definitely not in this bill. This bill is meant to target very high needs people. This bill is not meant to stimulate the economy. It's meant to just as a relief. And that's probably why we don't see a stimulus check, because the Republicans don't want to spend that much money at the moment. So what kind of support does this bill have? Currently, it's fairly bipartisan. We have both sides of the Senate supporting it. We have the Democrats and the Republicans, and we have the House supporting it. I think they're finally getting their shit together and making sure that something gets passed. Democrats wanted a much larger bill. Republicans wanted a much smaller bill, so they're trying to meet in the middle to some regard, even though back in October, November, it was more the Democrats being stubborn about wanting their higher level of relief, while the Republicans were wanting to get something passed. So we'll see what happens. I do believe this one has more support and has a better chance of passing than any other bills introduced in the August through November era. So could there be a stimulus check down the road? Yeah, there could be another one, for sure. But at the moment, it's not looking like you're going to get one before 2020 ends. It's probably going to be in 2021 if there is another one. If you haven't received your first stimulus check, don't worry, that money is not lost. So how these stimulus checks were structured were that they are an advance of a tax credit for 2020. That means if you didn't receive your 2020 stimulus check, when you file your tax return for 2020, there will be a section on there for you to claim your stimulus money, okay? And if you already received your stimulus check, then you won't get another one, obviously. But as you know, the stimulus payments were income dependent, so you made too much money in 2019 or 2018, you didn't qualify for the stimulus payment. If you made under a certain threshold, you did. But if you file your 2020 return, let's say you made more money than you did in 2018 and 2019, and you already received a stimulus payment, you're not going to be required to pay that money back. Now, I'm not sure what's going to look like if you didn't receive one, I'm sure it's gonna be based on your 2020 income in order for you to qualify for the stimulus payments if you haven't received it yet. I haven't really looked too much into that, and I'm just guessing that's what it's gonna be. So again, haven't received your stimulus check, don't fret, you will get it on your 2020 tax return if you qualify for it. Tax refunds. Have you not received yours yet? Because the IRS is really, really behind, especially if you filed your return by paper. Apparently they are sitting on about 1 million tax returns that were filed by paper. I'm really sorry if you haven't received your tax refund yet. You should try calling them, or you should try hiring a professional to call them, because professionals usually can get through to the IRS much quicker than you can. So it could be worth your time or money to hire a professional to do that for you. There's some things to consider if you haven't received your refunds, okay, before you hire somebody. If you owe taxes in prior years, then your refund would be applied to those prior years, okay? So if you haven't received your refund, that could be one reason why you haven't received it, because that refund was just applied to prior year's taxes. There could just be simple delays. The IRS might need more information from you in order to process your refunds. Like if you had health insurance through the marketplace, the IRS needs to make sure you reconciled your premium payments on your tax return. If you didn't do that, then the IRS should be requesting more information from you, okay? So there's a number of reasons why you might not have received your tax refunds, but primarily it's because the IRS is just so far behind on their processing that, you know, it's just being delayed, which is super unfortunate. There's not much we can do about that as professionals to help speed it along for you, because, you know, and especially if you filed your return by paper. If you filed it by paper, there's a chance the IRS has not even processed it yet. So if they haven't processed it yet, we can't even do anything for you. We call in, they say that they haven't processed or even received it. You know, we can't do anything there. We have nothing to work with. Just keep in mind that refunds will be delayed. I know it's kind of ridiculous that it's been, some of y'all have been waiting since March or April for your tax refund, your normal tax refund. And some of y'all even filed electronically, which is even more mind-boggling to me, why they haven't processed that. But you know, that's how it's going down right now. That's what COVID's doing to businesses, to the government. It's just slowing things down, okay? So hope this information was helpful. Again, if you're new here, please subscribe to my channel, smash that like button, and leave me some comments below about your questions, concerns about anything that's going on. I'd be happy to try to answer them for you as best as I can, all right? So that's all I got for now. Stay safe, take care.
I hit the function, hit the rose till I hiccup. I hit the stage and leave with money that's a sticker.